Hello, Level 1 students. This is Unit 6, Lesson 9, and I'm going over the pages that you will have to complete for this week in Language Live. First, you will start with page 252. You will read as many words as you can in 1 minute, and you record your correct answers right here. Then you stop the timer, and then you do it again for the second try, and you place your correct answers right here. See, you can write in those boxes. If you made some mistakes, you can write them here, how many, 1, 2, 3 errors, or how many you did, okay? When you're done with this page, you can just submit it here. You'll have a submission button here on the left. Just watch the video that I posted on Google Classroom, and you can submit this page when you are ready. This is really easy for you. We are moving on to the second page, and this is 253, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, and we have to write the definition of rule, and we have to complete the graphic organizer with synonyms, examples, antonyms, non-examples, related words, and figurative language. And I already put here the synonym. Synonym means you know, what is a rule, what is alike to a rule. That's a synonym. And a rule is what? A regulation or a law, okay? And in this box, you'll have to write an example. Don't steal, right? That's an example of a rule. You can put don't cheat on the test, don't go through the red light. You can put your own answer. It doesn't have to be mine, okay? So this is the box with the synonym for the word rule and an example, okay? Antonym for rule, antonym is the opposite, okay? So you have to write the opposite of rule, and I couldn't come up with anything, and my book doesn't have any antonym, so just put NA or none, okay? And there is a non-example here. A non-example would be anarchy, or freedom. Let me see if you will let me type. Yep, freedom. Anarchy means you know, people act foolish, there's no rule, you know, that creates anarchy. And freedom, that's another non-example of this word, the rule, okay? I am going to zoom it out a little bit, and I'm moving my page. Oops. Okay. Let me zoom it up a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, we have to write the definition in this box. So a rule is a statement explaining the proper conduct, okay? And I am not sure if you are able to see this. I can make it bigger, but it won't let me go down, scroll down. That's the best I can do. So it's a statement explaining the proper conduct, okay? So it's a statement explaining the proper conduct. How are you supposed to behave? How are you supposed to dress, and so forth, okay? And some related words. You can come up with any words that are related to rule. For example, we have ruler, right? Unruly, right? We have rules. So another word is rules. Ruled, that's another word. Ruled, that's enough. And figurative language. Something that I can think of is rule of thumb, okay? Rule of thumb. Or they rule, okay? When somebody is like super cool, we say, you know, she rules or they rule, okay? That's another example of figurative language. They rule. Okay, that's it. That would be enough. And when you're done with this page, just post your picture or submit it online using the PDF book, okay? We are going to page 254, and this is a grammar lesson, and it talks about subject pronouns. What category of words can replace nouns? We all know that those are the pronouns. You have worked on subject pronouns with sentences, but their real value is found in connected text. As a reader, you need to make sure you know who the pronoun is referencing, and as a writer, you need to make sure your pronoun usage is easy to follow. Now, we will read a paragraph. You will determine which pronoun to write on each line. Remember that most pronouns will be used more than once. So read the following paragraph and pick any of these pronouns that match the sentence. And I'll do a few for you and you will have to complete the rest. So let's begin. Mrs. Thompson wrote a letter to the congressman. Blank asked him to speak out for censorship to protect her children. Who asked? Who wrote the letter? Mrs. Thompson. So we know it's a lady, and the pronoun that will be correct in this sentence will be she, right? So we are writing she. Hopefully you can see that. I'm gonna zoom it a little bit. So she. She asked him to speak out of censorship to protect her children. Next, blank were driving on the interstate. So it says where. That's plural, okay? So we will use the pronoun they. They were driving on the interstate when blank saw inappropriate billboards. Again, because we used they, we know that this refers to the children. So we will use they again. They saw inappropriate billboards. While blank fixed dinner, who? Mrs. Thompson. So again, we are using she, while she fixed dinner. And I'm putting capital letters just so you can see, but you should not capitalize with, you know, in the middle of a sentence. So while she fixed dinner, blank relaxed and played. We know that refers to the children, right? So we will put they, okay? I'll let you complete the rest of the page, and when you're done, just submit it to me for a grade, okay? So you'll go down the list and you fill in all the blanks. We're going to the next page. This is action verbs and linking verbs. Let me zoom in a little bit. We're learning about categories into which we can place words. The categories help us understand the job or function of a word in a sentence. We have learned about 3 different jobs that can be assigned to verbs. What are the jobs that a verb can do in a sentence? Action, linking, or helping. Those are the 3. Again, action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs. To be a complete thought, a sentence requires a verb. If the verb is an action verb, the sentence will have a different structure than if the verb is a linking verb. Diagramming helps us see the difference in sentence structure. Before you begin, look at the 5 diagramming templates and tell me what kind of verb you will find in each one. And I'll go over one by one. Let's go with the first one. The FCC issued fines in the past. What kind of verb will you find in the first sentence? Issued, and that is an action verb. How do we know? The line that follows the verb, we're gonna place the verb right here. This line is perpendicular to the baseline and it forms a 90-degree angle. Okay, so let's fill in the blanks. And we're gonna put FCC out there. The FCC issued in it will not let me write over there, so I'm gonna put it in the box. In the past finds. Okay, so the FCC issued fines in the past. Okay, so we know that this is an action verb because this line right here is perpendicular. Okay, we'll see this one for number 2 will be slanted. Okay, let me see. They put the here in the past, so I'm gonna delete it from here. Yes, so let's try again. The FCC issued fines in the past. In should be written right here, but it won't let me, so I'm just gonna put it. Just imagine that in is written right here. You can put it in your book here, but I cannot type in here, and then the past would be in this on this line. Okay, so there's that. Let's go up. Number 2, cable television is popular. So we know that we have a linking verb because this line that follows the verb is slanted. So let's write here cable television is, and we're gonna complete here popular. That was easy. The third one, we have a perpendicular line right here. So what type of verb is the second sentence? Well, we already did that. The third one is an action verb. Okay, so I am going to write violated here, and let's start with the first. So radio stations violated often the standards. Go up there, standards. Very good. Okay, number 4, we have a perpendicular line, so we have a action verb. The definition of indecency changed over time. So changed, it is a action verb. So let's see, change goes right here. Okay, and let's begin here. The definition of indecency changed over time. Okay, and we got to the last one, number 5. Some television shows are funny. You see the slanted line? That has to be a linking verb. So are is a linking verb. So let's put it right here. And let's start here with the first word. Some television shows are funny. Ta-da! And you are done. Complete this in your own book and just submit it for a grade. Bye! That's all for this lesson.